Yo, yo! Good morning, champions. My name is Marquise Money Mike Williams. I'm a founding member and executive senior director here at JMG Direct, and I would like to welcome you to training. I can't even front you guys. I was in my feelings a little bit because I kept seeing the number at 0 and I'm like, man, nobody's gonna get on training. But that's my bad. I forgot to hit the go live button. So the whole countdown went down. I'm seeing it. I'm dancing to the music. The intro little explosion thing came on. And I'm like, I ain't getting no good morning, no nothing. But then I forgot to hit the go live button. And that's so crazy in life because the smallest things that you forget can cause you to miss the biggest impact. So I was looking at that. I didn't start my PowerPoint. So let me kick that off real quick. Give me one moment. Boom. All right. Why did it do that? Go ahead and zoom in for me. There we go. All right, guys. So we're going to kick this thing off. I'm super duper excited. It's 2024, and this is the year to want more. You always got to have a fancy catchphrase for what you're doing and where you're at. But seriously, like, this is the year of JMG Direct. We have everything that you want or you would need in a home-based business. We have everything. The stars have aligned, and we are positioned to do some major takeovers. I mean, some big things. There's no shortage of people who need JMG Direct. Only a shortage of people spreading the word. So I'm going to jump right into this thing, you guys. I'm not going to keep you long, but I'm going to give you lots of value today. That's my goal each and every week, to prepare you, to educate you, to give you what you need to go out and be successful building your JMG Direct business. So for those who don't know our launch strategy, this is, amateurs start businesses, but professionals launch businesses. So anytime you bring somebody new, if you're new in this business, master this launch strategy. Because if you follow this launch strategy and you teach your new people to follow this launch strategy, I am telling you, you will crush it in JMG Direct. It all starts with you making one decision that you want something more out of life, but more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. And just to back it up really quick, the launch strategy is formally called Success with JMG. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. We wanted to make it so elementary that somebody fresh out of college could follow it. Somebody who's a little bit wiser in age could follow it. It doesn't matter if you're a different nationality and you speak a little bit of English, you still understand 1, 2, 3. All right. That's first one. Make one decision that you want something more out of life, but more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. Everything in life starts with a decision. It doesn't matter what it is. You make the decision to wake up in the morning, but you got to make the decision. You got to be willing to get up, put them feet on the ground, and get that day started. You make a decision that you're going to get married or even be in a relationship, but you got to do the work that it takes. You got to communicate. You got to compromise. You got to think about the other person for that relationship to be successful. It doesn't even have to be a relationship with the opposite sex. You can make a decision that you're going to be friends with somebody, but being a friend with somebody still takes work. So it's no different in a business. You make the decision, you know what? I want something more out of life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You don't even have to be broke. You could be in a position where you're time broke, or you could be in a decision where you just want more. Whatever it is, when you make that decision, then you got to say, I'm willing to do whatever it is the work takes to get it. You can't be in your feelings and say, well, I do want more, but I'm not willing to do that. It doesn't work that way. You got to be willing to do the work. And then you want to gather 2 customers. All right, preferably my credit is better customers to qualify to get paid. Now these first 2 steps, these first 2 things are the simplest in the world because you could take care of them yourself. You're getting started. You're deciding to get into business. So only you can make the decision that you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it, right? You come in the business as a marketing brand ambassador with one customer already. You're halfway qualified. You have half of this launch strategy already done within you. All right? So you go ahead and turn your wife on, your husband on, your mom and them. Get another customer, preferably My Credit is Better customer, but it could be a Body Worth. Get something that's on auto ship so you don't have to keep thinking about it, right? And then the last step is partner with 3 people and teach them to do the same thing. Make a decision and get qualified. The launch strategy is so simple. If you really look at the demographics of the world right now, everybody's looking for ways to make extra money. Now, maybe the people in your neck of the woods or the people in your network don't see it. Maybe they don't understand it just yet. But that doesn't stop you, because you have to be exciting. You have to stand on the fact. What's the new phrase out there? You got to stand on business, that you are in the right place at the right time. There's more people out there who are looking than are not looking. Statistically, 95% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck. So if you understand that the statistics are in your favor, maybe your friend that says no, maybe your brother says no, but that's okay. If your friend or your brother could get you to where you want it to be, you'd already be there. So you don't depend on those decisions. You cast out your net and you keep grinding, you keep pushing, you keep being willing to do the work that it takes to get it, because you understand that 95% of the population out there is living paycheck to paycheck. And somebody's looking for you. So if you have any questions during the training, please don't hesitate to ask. Put a Q, ask your question. All right? Put a Q and ask your question. So today's training, I titled The Fight Plan, right? I'm a big boxing fan, and I know I used to box previously when I was younger. And I understand you train just in general to improve your skill set and improve your body. But when you get involved, when you start the process of fighting another individual, then there comes into play a plan. Okay? So every single day, each and every one of us are fighting success and failure. Success and failure. Who's going to win? Success or failure? It's like those old cartoons where you have an angel on your shoulder and a devil on your shoulder. Who's going to win? So let's talk about it. But before we get into that, we're going to start educating you and positioning you to understand more about the products more and more. I went over all of them last week. So if you missed last week's training, please get the replay so that you can get a general gist of the products. But every month we're going to have a product of the month, and we're going to dig into different stats, different information, and educate you more and more on that product so that you could go out and you can know how to be a solution to people. So when your ears become tuned to understanding that you have a solution, when you hear the problem, you'll be able to jump in and offer that solution more readily. So My Credit is Better. Understand, fewer than 1 in 5 consumers obtain copies of their credit report each year. A lot of times that's because they're scared what's on it. A lot of times that's because they're uneducated. That's where we could come in with a product that will educate them and help them improve their credit. Over 50% of consumers see an increase of 100 points or more in their credit score when using My Credit is Better for 6 months or more. We have proven results. It is a phenomenal product. Just look at the name, My Credit is Better. Only 15% of consumer disputed items are addressed internally. So what that means is when you come across the people who say, oh, I could just do it myself. I could just send the letters. I see it, I looked it up on Google. See, the credit reporting agencies now use external agencies that pretty much handle a lot of their data mining and data processing. So when you dispute it with them, they follow up with them to check the information. So if you're sending in letters, then a lot of times they may not pass that letter along to them and it gets lost in translation, and that's why most people don't get results. That's why after 30 days, they just say, oh, it's still good. but they never fact checked it. They never checked it and followed up with the other agencies. So when you get it in your mindset and you get it in your heart that credit care is not a cost. See, if you think it's a cost, if you think it's a bill, then you'll never go out with the confidence and belief to tell other people that it's a solution because you don't think it's needed. You don't think that it's essential. But as we're going to go over next week, the benefits of credit care, then you'll begin to see like this is something that can really change a lot of people's lives. And if I'm not providing it, then they're going to get it somewhere else. So I might as well be a solution for the people that are within my 6 degrees of separation, my network, my extended network, my social media network. And as a result, I'll be able to help them as well as help myself in the process. So whenever you look at a boxing match, whenever that boxing match it comes to fruition, it all starts with an agreement. They talk about, not liking each other. They talk about the money aspect. They talk about the split. But when they agree to fight, they sign the contract. That's like you signing up for JMG Direct. Everything starts with a decision. We said that in the launch strategy, right? Make one decision that you want something more out of life. But more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. Here's something surprising you might not realize. There are people out there who are willing to do the work that it takes to get it, but they don't know what it is. And because they don't know what it is, then by default, they're really not willing to do the work because they don't know what the work is because they don't know what it is. It's so important for you to tap into your why. It's so important for you to tap into your reasons because we don't do the work for the money. We do the work for the things that the money can obtain for us. And then nobody agrees to a fight with the plan to lose. Nobody. I don't care if you're fighting Mike Tyson. You go into that training camp, you train, you hustle for those 6 months because you believe that you're going to win. You believe. If you don't believe, your coach believes. A lot of people have been talking about this interview with Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay. Uncle Shannon Sharp, right? And I'm not here to promote or expose the interview, but there was a quote that I remember from the interview that made sense. He said, on paper, they're a better team. They have better assets. They have all the resources. But let us get up on that line, boy, and see if all that factors in. And what he meant by that, it was a reference in football. And what he meant by that is you don't go in expecting to lose a football game. It doesn't matter who their quarterback is. It doesn't matter what their offense is ranked. It doesn't matter what their defense is ranked. When you get up on that line, when you get between those lines, between those hashes, then you're going for your goal is to win. And each and every week, when you get off this training, when those Simple Wealth blueprints come on Tuesday and Thursday, every day that you wake up in the morning, your goal should be to win. So then after they agree to fight, the fighters go into what they call training camp. And they have training camp in football, they have training camp in basketball. But that's when you get your coach, you get with your coach and you set up the game plan. You got to follow the directions. They are guiding you. They are molding you. They are preparing you for the game, for the season, for the fight. But if you think you know it all, if you're not listening to their directions, that's their whole purpose. Their goal is to coach you to win. But if you want to do it your way, then you may not win. Every time that I get somebody started in the business, one of the first questions that I ask them is, hey, we have a proven system. Do you want to follow our proven system or do you want to do things your way? Let me know up front. Let me understand who and what I'm working with. Because if you say you want to do things your way, cool, I respect it. Go do your thing. I'm here for support. Call me. Because you're already telling me you're not willing to be coachable. You're going to question everything I say. You're going to doubt everything that I direct you to do. But when you say, you know what? I give myself away, then we got a winner. Because you want people who are willing to follow the directions. Every successful person had a coach. You name me a successful person, they had a coach, a mentor, a spiritual leader, somebody that was in their corner helping them get to the next level. One of the major keys to success in anything is to follow directions. There's no way to do what you don't know how to do. And if you could do it on your own, then you would already have done it. So you got to listen and follow the directions of somebody other than you. You got to get out of your own head. And the camp prepares you for the fight. That's what training is. Training is the camp. Training in JMG Direct. That's camp, baby. We get you started. We're going to take you through a fast start training. We're going to get you prepared. But training every week, that's between rounds. In a boxing match, they fight for 3 minutes, and then they say, ding, and they go sit down on the bench. And the coach gives him directions, or her directions, of what they seen during the round. And that's different. See, the fight night, the game day is different than practice. It's different than camp. Because it's real time. There's a different mindset when it comes to game time. And so much of our life has been spent in practice time in la la land that we got to learn when to turn it on for game time. So once you sign the contract, once you decide to fight, right? You get in training camp, you're getting those directions. For people who love the sport of it, that's what they love to do. That's what they get out there to do. But see, you also want to monetize what you love to do. That's why fighters promote the fight. That's why football players give interviews before and after the game. Same with basketball players. That's why they make their rounds and they do different things. They're promoting the brand. There's a saying Mr. Jones always says is that if the people don't know, the business won't grow. When you make the decision to get involved as a marketing brand ambassador, you need the people to know. You need the people to know about the products that you're offering. You need the people to know that there's an opportunity over here for them to lower their taxes, to increase their credit score, to eliminate debt, and to create wealth. And you do that by exposing. You do that by promoting. You do that by getting the word out. You do that by prospecting. You do that by recruiting. See, in sports, the goal is to get the eyes on the fight, the game, so that you can perform and you can make your money. But see, in the business, you join the business to make money. That's the bottom line, the be-all, end-all. When you seen that Simple Wealth blueprint, when you sat down with that person who gave you the one-on-one, when your friend called you and said, hey, do you keep your options open for other ways to make money? You said yes. And when you looked at it, you saw a way to make money. You didn't see a way to make friends. Now, the relationships developed in the process, they're great. I love the relationships and friendships I've developed. But if you never make the money, then there's no way for you to change your life and accomplish the why and the reasons that you got started for in the first place. And if you're not accomplishing your reasons, then you're definitely not helping anybody accomplishing theirs, because there's something in your mind that causes you to not believe to the level that you need to. And there's nothing that's going to stop you except for you. So everything leads up to fight night. Fight night is here. You get in the ring, touch gloves, they do the coin flip, you dap each other up, whatever the case may be, depending on the sport that you're playing. But now it's time to implement the plan, right? Now it's time to implement the plan. It's time to follow the training. Now we've seen people who go out, especially in boxing, and after that first round, they sit down on the bench, and the coach say, dude, what are you doing? Like, we didn't practice any of this. That's not the plan. And some people go out in this business and they don't implement the plan. They don't follow directions. And as a result, they're getting whooped. They're getting broke off by friends. They're getting broke off by family. They're getting broke off by lack. They're getting broke off by poverty. See, the plan is proven. The plan is something that has been tried and tested. The owner of our company, Paul D. Jones, he went out, he bumped his head, he fell on his face, perfecting the plan. I went out, I bumped my head and fell on my face, perfecting the plan. So when we give you the plan, it's kind of like, it's funny, it's kind of like, as children, we have all heard our parents say the saying, I forget the saying, but basically they're saying, dude, like, we've done this before. Like, we're not telling you something because we want to. Like, we failed at this. Like, we understand it. And as kids, we always think we know more, and we got to go out and we got to bump our head doing the thing that our parent already said, like, yo, we bumped our head doing that. You don't have to bump your head. In the business, we have an opportunity to make a dream become a reality. And I could give you as much game and value and directions as I want. But if you never make it up in your mind that you can do it and that you're going to follow it, if you get in that boxing ring and you freeze, you're going to get punched in the face and knocked out. Some of you looking at this video, either live or after the replay, you're laying on the canvas right now, looking up, wondering what just happened. You're wondering, what did I get myself into? What you just got into is the opportunity of a lifetime. You have the opportunity to be a champion. You have an opportunity to make more money than you ever made in your life. You have an opportunity to change the direction and the legacy of your family. You have the opportunity to win and start getting paid what you're worth. But you have to be willing to go through the process and implement the plan. And then you want to track your progress. Track your progress because numbers never lie. People lie, but numbers don't. People lie, but numbers don't. So when you look at tracking your progress, are you using the All-Star form? There's a form called the All-Star form that protects you from you. It says, hey, go out and during the month, prospect, meet 50 new people. And you do that by at least 6 days out of the week, you talk to two. 2 people a day brings freedom my way. This is a numbers game. There's something called the law of large numbers. It says if you talk to enough people about anything, somebody's going to join. So if you understand it's a numbers game, then it's not about your skill. It's not about how tall or how short you are. It's not about the color of your skin. It's not about how long your hair is. Now your appearance and the way you carry yourself and the type of person you are, those things all factor in to expediting the process. But it's not the determination factor. And if you go out, if you talk to 2 people a day, you do the math. Where's my phone at? Let me put you up on this game real quick. If you talk to 2 people a day, we'll just go by the All-Star form. If you talk to 50 people during the month. And out of those 50 people, you go ahead and you set appointments with 15% of them. Excuse me, 30% of them. Set appointments with 15 people. 30% of the 50 people, you get on the phone, you get on the text, they raise their hand and say, hey, I want to take a look at that. And then you sign up 5 of them. You sign up 5 out of the 15. For system's sake, let's say you sign up 3, but the All-Star form says 5 because it's counting building your team as well. I want you to visualize this, right? It's January. If you complete the All-Star form in January, you sign up 3 people. And then you help your 3 people complete the All-Star form in February. And they sign up their 3 people. You got 3, 9. And that process duplicates itself. Do you realize in the month of July, my birthday month, that each and every one of you listening to the sound of my voice in the month of January, you now have a residual income in July of at least $15,000 per month or more, because that's with a 10% success rate. So let's back it up a minute. What I'm telling you is right here in the month of January of this new year, if you simply follow the system, if you simply cast out your net and you're willing to talk to 2 people a day, talk to 50 people a month, share and set appointments with 15 of them and sign up at least your 3 people with the goal of 5, and you duplicate that through 7 months, high level, you follow the system and it worked out perfectly, you're making $153,000 per month. But low level, at only a 10% success rate, you're making $15,000 per month. Now, you can do that around your job. I don't care what job you got. You can do that around your job. I don't care how many babies you got and grandbabies you got. You can do that around whatever lifestyle you currently have right now. You could talk to 2 people a day and 50 people a month. You can do it if you make the decision that you want something more out of life, but more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. See, we're not even counting you getting promoted to advanced rep and building another office doing the same thing. We're not even counting the bonus income that would come into play if you got promoted to advanced rep and did the same thing. Some of you are on this training right now thinking, what's the advanced rep? Because you don't pay attention. We're going to go over a comp plan here this month as well. But I want you guys prepared for the fight. I want you guys to be willing to go out and make the adjustments, because that's what the purpose of the in-between rounds are for boxers. They sit on the bench, the coach tells them what they see and gives them the proper adjustments to make. Hey, he's leaning to the side too much. Fake the right and then throw the hook. Hey, you're too fast for him. He's leaving the body open. Hit the body and then come upstairs. Timeouts in basketball. They're leaving the 3-point line open. Kick it inside to the big man, and then when they collapse, kick it back outside for the 3. Football, they're playing zone. The middle is wide open. Fake it to the outside and then throw the cross route. There's adjustments. But you got to be willing to plug into training. You got to be willing to get with your coach, your sponsor, your upline, your mentor, and be open with them about what you're doing and what you're not doing so that you can make the proper adjustments. Now, some of you, the adjustments are simple. You ain't doing nothing. So the adjustment is to do something. That's the first adjustment. To follow the directions and the plan and do something. Some of you are telling yourself, well, I talk to everybody that I know. Nobody wants to do it. So the adjustment is to realize that if the people that you know could make you successful, could make you wealthy, then you would already be wealthy. So stop depending on the people that you know, because they were just the people that we practice with. They were just the people that we plant seeds with, so that you can get ready, because there's 95% of the population that's out there waiting for you. There's 95% of the population who's out there waiting for you, who's praying for you, who's looking for you. You passed them at the gas station. You passed them at the grocery store. You passed them at church. You passed them everywhere. They may look good. They may smell good. But guess what? The statistics, the numbers never lie. It says 95% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck. How do we find out what the 95% of the population is? We talk to them. Hey, you seem like a quality person. Do you keep your options open for ways to make extra money? Hey, I appreciated the way that you served us this evening. You're a great waiter. Let me ask you a question. I'm expanding a business in the area. We're looking for good people. Do you keep your options open for other ways to make extra money? You guys, it's simple. You're just asking the question. You don't care if they say yes or no. Why? Because you have the gold. You have the good business information. You don't care because you are just looking for people who are looking for you. I always give the example of you're walking down Times Square and you had some money, right? I usually say $100 bills, but these are 20. And you're walking down Times Square. Anybody knows anything about New York, you know that they will cuss you out. You know that they can get rude in New York. But you're walking down Times Square and you're saying, $100 bills, $100 bills. I'm giving out $100 bills. You want a $100 bill? Do you want a $100 bill? People are going to call you every name in the book. Get out the street, you idiot. What are you doing? You schmuck. They're going to call you curse words. They're going to call you every name in the book. But somebody's going to walk by and they're going to be like, I wonder if he really going to give me that $100 bill, because I'm $100 short on one of my bills. Somebody else ain't even going to think about it. They're just going to reach out and be like, oh, appreciate it. We're looking for those people who are willing to reach out. We're not worried about the people who call us names. We got the money in our hand. You have the opportunity in your hand. You are one of the chosen few who are on the receiving end of good business information. Now, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Look up the story in the Bible of the talents, parable of the talents. What are you doing with your talents? Very important. Look it up, please. And then ask yourself, what are you doing with your talents? Because the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. So as you're doing something, if something doesn't work, then try something else. If Facebook's not working for you, try X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Just make sure it's that thing that's not working, and it's not you not doing the work and telling yourself that it's not working. Because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And you don't never benefit from lying to yourself. And you'll never reach your full potential being stuck where you are. Never. The mindset, well, the type of person I am, that'll hold you back. So if you tell yourself, well, the type of person I am, I don't use Facebook. That's cool, but that might hold you back. Well, the type of person I am, I don't like talking to people. Great, but that might hold you back. Well, the type of person I am, whenever you find yourself saying the type of person I am, just go ahead and understand that might hold you back. Because if you could be successful, if you could get to where you want it to be, being the type of person that you are, then you'd already be there. That's why personal growth and development is so important. That's why it's always so important to be improving yourself. That's why it's always so important to be getting better. The key isn't getting on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock. The key is implementing the information after you get off training. The key is, what are you putting into your mindset after you get off training? Because that's what's going to make you better. That's what's going to take you to the next level. So last but not least, in a boxing match, your ultimate goal is to let your hands go. If you there just standing there, you're either going to get hit or you're not going to get no points because you didn't hit the other person. You have to take action. You got to take action. Robert Kiyosaki and then eventually Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, made it famous. He said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that is when you'll become successful. Some of you are comfortable with being comfortable. Some of you are comfortable with the lack of results that you have. Some of you are comfortable missing out on one of the greatest transfers of wealth that is happening right before our eyes. Some of you are going to look back and say, I was in that thing at the beginning. You may be talking to your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids. Then you're going to be forced to make them an excuse on why you didn't reach the level of success that other people reached. Don't be that person. Give your all. We talked about it last week. What effort are you giving? Are you giving 20%? Are you giving 50%? Are you giving 120% effort? You can only control what you can control. But the things that you can control will lead to results. And all you got to do is be willing to do the work that it takes to get it. So this Tuesday, we have a presentation. I'll just be honest. I practice, I prepare for these presentations. And I do them for the entire company because I want to see the entire company win. I do them for my group because I want to see my group win. I practice these presentations like a artist would practice their concert. My babies will tell you I sit them down and I say, watch. My wife will tell you that I sit her down and I tell her, watch. I'll go into the mirror and I'll practice so I know my facial expressions. So I know what value I'm giving when I'm exposing the people that you trust and getting on the presentation and learning the information. So we're all a part of this together. It's important for us all to show up. If you showed up with your guests and I didn't show up, you will feel some type of way. So let's schedule for success. At a job, you know, I'm going to be there every Tuesday and Thursday. Every Monday through Friday at whatever time you're supposed to be at work. You don't just not show up unless you're sick or unless something else goes on. And some of you will show up when you're sick because you don't want to miss that day. You have to respect your business, your team, our prosperity community the same way. Don't look at it as optional. Be there. Make it a part of your mindset and your culture and your thought process to be there. And then once you're fully committed to being there, then you'll understand the importance and start doing the work to make sure that you have a guest there with you every time as well. We are the pioneers of JMG Direct. Those of you listening to the sound of my voice right now, whether you're on live or you're looking at a replay, we are the pioneers. And it's the pioneers that have the greatest opportunity to have the most success because everybody within the company is going to come underneath us. We are going to impact success stories and life change more than you ever imagined. But you have to be willing to do the work because with great power comes great responsibility. Continue to plug into the Paul D. Jones Show. great value. He has personally made it his mission to improve the lives of as many people as possible. And I do my best to follow his lead, and I would hope that you do the same thing. But it all starts with you getting that value, with you getting that personal growth and development. He makes it very easy to digest, very easy to comprehend, and very easy to learn. And you will do yourself a disservice by not listening. It's on every podcast platform. So for some reason you're not able to listen live, that's okay. But the key is to listen and to get that value. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Let's make it our mission to continue to increase these numbers. Utilize the resources, memoryjogger.simplewealthblueprint.com, replay.simplewealthblueprint.com. I showed the plan to 5 people yesterday using that same replay link. The goal is to expose. That's all we do. We cannot control if they say yes or if they say no. But you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. The more people you get in front of this presentation, the more chances you have of somebody raising their hand and saying yes. So the call to action again, this week, promote and expose consistently. You cannot put a number goal in place. You cannot put a target in place if you haven't committed to be consistent. Because you're only going to discourage yourself because you keep missing it because you haven't committed to being consistent. You're just trying. And to try is to not even commit to the thing that you said you were going to do in the first place. So if you didn't look at last week's training, we talked about making a content schedule. We talked about posting. One of the things I said is put together what you're going to post during the week, during the weekend. Today after training, put together 5 posts. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Put together one for the morning. Put together one for the evening. Some opportunity, some product. Then that way you have them ready so you can just pull from them. Copy and paste. And you're not thinking about it. You're not trying to think of creative words to say. You're just posting the information. You're just exposing. Most of all, stop looking at this as a catchphrase at the end of training and embrace it as the reality. You are the best investment that you got. And you were born to win. So play to win right now. Don't miss out because you are already a champion. I love each and every one of you. I got your back. I see you at the top and I'll see you at the bank.